Hello, hello. How's everybody doing out there? Peasant Chat, that's right. Every Sunday, Peasant Chat, 9:30 a.m. We used to do it at 8, but, you know, it's cuffing season, and a lot of this toto is just flying around. So you got to be able to catch them all. Do you know what I'm saying? So today what I'm going to talk about is gatekeeping, a subject matter that has come up a lot, especially when you are in the position of having a little bit of knowledge about, let's say, a certain platform or certain parts, where you wonder if you're doing a disservice or you're just protecting your competitive edge against competitors by not giving up all of the information. And when you actually try to go outside and pop your head out and give information, someone just all of a sudden shits on the information because, number one, they have not gone through what you've gone through to say what you are saying. For example, let's say it's 1989 and you have, Led Zeppelin playing all over the place and, Guns N' Roses, and you go build your Fox body and you are psycho. And you went from the 273 rear gear to the 308 to the 355 to the 373 to the 430 with a 28-inch tire. So now the best results in drag racing have been with the 430 because in fourth gear at the end of the quarter mile, you're at 6,000 RPMs. And then you install a set of pulleys, cam, rockers, throttle body, upper and lower intake, headers, free-flowing exhaust, and the car's running an 1190 or 1180. All of that hard work that you did, are you all of a sudden going to take that and give it to the next guy so he can run the exact same number you did, but he did none of the work? Or others say, there's no way he has 430s in it. It's too much gear. It's like a truck gear, blah, blah, blah. So a lot of the people reverted to gatekeeping. I'm not going to tell you what's going on in my car. I'm going to tell you all the wrong information. I'm going to tell you it weighs 3,300 pounds. I'm going to tell you it has a 95 millimeter pulley on an ESS when it's actually 100. I'm going to tell you that the car, let's say, is not running nitrous when I'm running a 200 shot down its shit. We'll talk about gatekeeping, why it's done, why I think it is a smart thing to gatekeep if you're in business, because in my opinion, if it gives you a competitive advantage, I think you should not easily give out this information. And then once the information's shelf life is kind of gone, sure, go out there and give up some information to help the newbies while you've already amassed a whole encyclopedic knowledge of the platform that you're willing and able to give up a little bit to the normies. All right, we'll talk about that and many more things, but not before Mr. Bill O'Reilly says hello to the people out here.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
Bill O'Reilly, that's an old clip, but I'm telling you, he's right on the money. It sucks. Everything sucks. Even Have Performance does not suck, though. You can have Performance for your online parts house needs. Check them out for any parts, you name it. Cold airs, injectors, fuel systems, wheels, tires, you name it. Get it at Have Performance. Caliber transmission yesterday went 10.3 with an ESS GT 350. I don't know why you're drag racing a 350, but the fact that it's got a built transmission, an ESS 120 on basic shit, went 10.3 at 137. I think that is very impressive. Shout out to him. LMP of MD. He bought himself a ZR1. He ain't gonna race it. So why'd you buy it? It begs the question. Late model performance. PMAS, St. James. PMAS. The best cold air intakes for the Mustang platform. Coyote 11 and up. Nobody else matters. Fuck everybody else. Parts.com. Crank and pallet. Fuse parts. Transmissions. Engines. Little parts. Odds and ends. Hit them up if you need a panel here or there. A wheel here. I got 2 Brembos sitting here because I needed a set of Brembos. Shout out to Parts.com. MFE Australia. Hopefully going to get some crank supports. If not, fuck it. Get him. Sorry, I tried. I did everything in my power. But what am I going to do? I can only bring a horse to water. I can't make him drink. 2 Auto Solution Ramings on offer to get the Corvette fixed up. So we'll see if we can get that sucker done next month or so. And Billac, if you sell drugs and you want everyone to know it, clap your hands and get yourself a set of Bellacs. There will be no doubt that you are recognized as one of the major drug dealers in town, and cops will say, that guy sells drugs. Got Bell X on it. EPA, Deuce Did It, 9540, Wesley Stewart, Coyote, Taylor. Actually, before we do that, let me make sure if you guys want merch, go to richprintsusa.com, richprintsusa.com. YDBT Amory shirts, YDBT American flag shirts, green, black, white. YDBT shirts in regular font, American flag font. Same thing with Amory, regular font, American flag font. And we also have Dolo shirts in regular font. And we got the Section Hate shirt. If they want to start making shirts with hush money and all that stuff, but guys, do it. You have free reign. Put shit out there. Let's get shirts sold. And more importantly, let's get me paid. We got Candice Lupus, JD Swag Nathan, Alfredo Morales, Joe Jackson, Robo Style, Clean 93 GT, Arturo Hermosillo Maniac, Hobson, Midnight, Gregory Upfits, Justin Garrison. Oh my God, this thing skips like 800 when I do one little scroll. Nathan Goodwin, Matt Oliver, Big Gun, Rican Oscar, ALACV2. Don't know what that means. Victor, Ryan Freeman, John Jones, Marquise, Paul M, Abdullah, Jared Wells, Ephraim, Risky Business, Tyler Rose, Matt Benoit, Bryson Witt, Big L, David Santos, Diego Flores, Abdullah Labasi, Basic 4.9, Jordan Wigington, Josh Roy, Ryan Freeman again, La Pulga, Twan Legend, Burt Rowan, Coyote Crime Lord. If it's a 10R80, you're a non-driving motherfucker. Muji World Leo. By the way, the video where I was talking about the IROC with the LS7 beating a 10R80 Mustang apparently got me a lot of followers on Instagram, and I didn't mean to, but it is interesting that when you go back to these old OG platforms that are relevant today, all they need is a modern drivetrain. I think there's a market there. The swap market is big on the LS side, on the G body side, on the Fox body side. I think old school never dies, and I think it's not as big as a market as the modern Mustang market, but I think it cannot be ignored. Mango Brain, Pito Chiquito, Mark, The Gap Father, Tyler, Anthony, Will E, 605 Bolt, Ryan Freeman again, D-Rock Fox, Jared Wells, Matt G, The Wolf, and The Black GT500, Coyote Kelly, and Ken Phillips. So let's talk about gatekeeping. So gatekeeping to me is vitally important because I don't think you should have the information for free when it took me 5 years or 6 years or 10 years or whatever, or dollars, $10,000, $5,000, $3,000, $20,000 to figure out. To this day,
Day. To this day.
There are a bunch of 6R80, 10R80 builders that do not have a grasp of what happens. A lot of people, they say this, well, have the tuner adjust the shift points with a built transmission. Asshole. You built it wrong. If I have to command a shift on the 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 1,000 RPMs below where it actually shifts, meaning if I wanted to shift at 7,500, if I have to command a 6,500 RPM shift, you built the transmission like shit. Get out of the game, you fucking suck. Plain and simple. But no, it's the tuner's fault. But this is the problem. Tuners, they say, fuck it, I'm just going to tune it to get this money. So then they mask the issues in the tune. They slam the OSS watt table, the all of the shifting tables, all of the shift pressures, everything to make it shift to just say, yeah. This shop, I fucks with them. And I got a file that shifts good. Then you look at the file, it's 1,000 RPM shifts that are early. And I go, that guy doesn't know how to build a transmission. So why are you fucking with it? And this started in the 6R80 days with a very well-known trans builder that on the 1-2 shift, I know who already built it. I don't even have to fuck. This trans is built by this guy, right? Yep. Okay. How do you know that? Because the 1-2 is commanded at 5,000 RPMs and it's hitting at 7,500. Well, that's the tuners. No, it's not. Ford doesn't go, you know what? We got these brand new 6R80s on the pallet. We got these brand new Coyotes on the pallet. Let's have the computer command the shift at 6,500 RPMs and we'll see where it shifts. Oh, look, 6,500 RPMs. They don't say, oh, the shift's a little higher. Well, slam the tune different so that the transmission shifts where it needs to shift. No, they go, where's the anomaly? Okay, that's how it is. But a lot of tuners out there mask it. Anyway, let's talk about gatekeeping. So gatekeeping specifically is vitally important, especially in the cam world. People like Lund Racing and me, when I buy something, a platform, fucks with it, learn stuff, I give you guys 75% of the information, right? I say, this is what happened when I did this. But I don't tell you the why. I don't tell you the whole story. Why? Because that's my competitive advantage. So that when someone, let's say, all of a sudden is having that issue, I can then say, oh, by the way, I was there 5 years ago, and this is what I did to remedy the issue. Like, a lot of people probably saw me put a Whipple 132 throttle body on an E-Force and go, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, the engine does not know what blower is on it. It goes, there's more air coming in. The IAT is over here. The MAF is this housing. And this is the TPS slopes. Right? It didn't say, oh, this is a Whipple? Let me totally change the calibration over a TVS. Like, you could almost get away with a Whipple tune on everything. And many tuners do. But that's okay. They take the Whipple tune and shove turbos on the bitch. Like, I am blown away that there's a whole set of West Coast tuners. I'm looking at you, California. That literally use a Whipple tune for everything and call themselves tuners. Actually, really hilarious. And a lot of people don't know why the cam angles are what they are with a aftermarket cam. They just know that they saw it somewhere, they sucked it off in another file, they copy paste it, but they don't know the why. Why did he do that? Why is that there? And that's where the nice thing is about Easter eggs comes into play. When somebody puts an Easter egg in a tune and they go, why is that number there? I don't know, but I'm going to put it there just in case. And then when it makes its way down the pipeline, we go, this motherfucker does not know why we put that in there. It's just one of those non sequitur things that doesn't need to even be there, but it's there just to say, we got it there to let you know what's up. And even on the programming side of things, when tuners find something and they ask, let's say, a company to say, hey, index this shit, and the company says, why? The tuner's not going to tell them why. Just do it. And that's smart. Because a lot of people are going to say, well, you know, I don't trust programmers. Hell, fuck. No, fuck. You're telling me you have access to everybody's file. This company, this company, this company, this company, this company. And I'm supposed to believe that you don't go out of your way to grab a file you know works and give it to a competitor so that you and your software company looks good. Fuck that. I don't trust anybody. That's why Dolo, I don't fuck with nobody, and gatekeeping is crucial. Now, what reminded me of this subject matter? I was watching the Street Alpha podcast, and this guy said something that, you know, not triggered me, but he's not wrong is what he's saying. But let me play you the clip. And again, Street Alpha, don't copyright my shit. You know, it was a guy about a GSC power or something. He was talking about camshafts, and it was a short. Here we go. So this was one day ago. It has 142,000 views. Like, that's what I love about Street Alpha. Like, he gets it. So he said something that I agree and disagree with.
Hey, I want to double the power in my Coyote engine. Oh, it's going to be reliable, right? It's like, well, what's your definition of reliable? You know?
Okay, so 400 rear wheel horsepower, and then double the power of the Coyote engine, 800 rear wheel horsepower. Yeah, it's reliable. Like, yes, it's reliable. E85, 12, 13 pounds of boost, 18 to 19 degrees of timing. As long as you have the fuel, proper watt lambda, it'll be fine.
Cams are always designed for a certain RPM band, like
OEM cams are always designed for a certain RPM band.
Truck cams, for instance. They're more tailoring that specific setup for more low-speed grunt work.
Okay, interesting. So let me just do a quick Google search here because, you know, I don't know what generation cam he's talking about. Gen 3... let's see. So this is the on 3. We don't want to ever shout them out like ever in history. But let's say Midnight Performance. Okay. Midnight F-150. Okay, yeah, because, we Lunn's fucks with them. Okay, here we go. I mean, you would think it was towing a trailer, right? Certain cams are designed for certain things. These guys are crazy. So, certain cams are designed for certain things.
Obviously, as we do stuff like throw a supercharger on it, like you're changing the dynamics of the engine. If you start revving that spicy cam that the OEM has for this little bitty rev range.
Wait a minute.
Can you push that higher in the RPM, man? You really start to end up with an unstable valve train.
Okay, so now, is he wrong? On Gen 1 and Gen 2, no, he's not wrong. On Gen 1 and Gen 2, he's right. On Gen 3, no, I don't agree with him. I'm not saying he's wrong. I just don't agree with him. Because a Gen 1 F-150 was designed to tow based on the intake cam. The exhaust cam is similar. And then you see the manifold. The biggest difference in trucks versus Coyotes when it comes to the power delivery is the manifold. The intake manifold. Why on Gen 2 and Gen 3 can a stock F-150 computer, stock F-150 long block with, let's say, a turbo with the stock cams can propel that truck to go 8.25 mile. VCT. Twin independent variable cam timing. I can dictate when that valve opens and closes independent of intake and exhaust. Independent, not one global change. I can tell the exhaust cam to swing a certain way, and on the same bank, I can tell the intake cam to swing a certain way. 9 times out of 10, when a customer says, what cam should I put in my F-150 to run 8.25 mile? Stock one. On a Mustang, what cam should I put in my Mustang to run 8.25 mile? The stock one. So we can swing the cams whichever way we want. So I don't disagree with him. But when he brought up that example, I go, Now, this is why I don't talk about a platform that I don't fully understand. I don't talk about B58. I don't talk about LS. I don't talk about any of that stuff. Where my wheelhouse is Coyote. And I have an intimate knowledge of everything. So when a lot of people go out of their way to talk on a Coyote platform, and the moment they say, stock cams are crap, you got to eliminate the VCT, and only the fast cars run locked cams. And then the Lunds with twin intake VCT on the Grey Goose runs in the 6s, 210 plus. I go, there goes your argument. And it's not because they don't know. They just don't know as much as the experts in that field. So there have been many occasions where online Junior gets into arguments. And sometimes he doesn't even go into detail. He just goes, whatever. Like, I'm not gonna go in on you because you don't know as much as I do, because if I start talking, then I start giving the competitors information, and I'm not gonna give competitors information. So when someone says, we tried all the big cams on Coyotes with VCT, and we found out, wait, which ones? Give me specific details. I need to know specific details. You can't just say off the cuff that you've tried all these big Coyote cams and certain ones work, certain ones don't work, when Lund Racing has probably done more testing on cam-specific stuff than anybody in the world combined. So they gatekeep, and I gatekeep a lot of information. So when Lund say, this won't work, and someone says, why not? I'm not going to go out of my way to explain it. I will just say, if you trust me, and you trust what I do for a living, and you trust that I'm looking out for your best interests, don't buy this part. There are certain parts I don't mention on this show because they're a little litigious. If you say, hey, based on my intimate knowledge of this platform, based on my research, based on me spending tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars on all of this stuff, this part sucks, don't buy it. They'll sue you, even though you have irrefutable data. So you have to kind of go, I don't recommend anything but, and you mention the positive sell. You say, buy 4 innovations, buy, TSS, buy, the Ford racing stuff. So in terms of gatekeeping, do it so that the customer ends up in a better place. And if they want the to know the why and the how, I'm not going to go into the matrix to explain 20, 10, 5 years of collected data so that you know it right away. No different than if you were in 1989 and you had a Fox body and you found the perfect combo for your basic bitch Fox body to run in the 11s when nobody else is even touching 1250. I'm not going to give up that information that easy either. So I think gatekeeping is insanely important. I think it's insanely important to keep a competitive edge. It's not detrimental to anything unless you are the only one. Let's say you're not even providing the stuff to the customer. Again, guys, people suck off tunes and they just copy paste it and they don't even know why. They just know it works. And then they adjust math and spark, math and spark, math and spark, math and spark. They don't know why it works. They don't know why the car idles so good. They don't know why their tune versus a competitor's tune is different. They just know it works. I don't care about it. I just want to let it go. If they wanted to know why it works, they have to spend $100,000 to know why it works. We'll talk about gatekeeping. Is it something you think is worthy of doing? If not, why not? That cam video, that guy said, the F-150 is a little specific. There's 8-second F-150s with stock cams everywhere. Gen 3. Gen 2 also. The only one that was designed to specifically tow was the Gen 1 F-150 with its awful intake cam. But that motor, having slightly lower compression, is a Mustang intake cam away and a manifold away from being pretty freaking decent, especially as a swap deal. You can tell you're not an engine builder. Okay, Nathan Goodwin, got it. How many Coyotes have you built that have stock cams and have gone 6s? I love how people talk a lot. They are, I can have a lower lift, a lot of duration, low in power, high low. Oh my gosh, shut the fuck up. Again, if you get into the weeds with people that don't have the information and don't understand independent variable cam timing, sometimes you're just talking, into the ether and people just don't get it. But you can't change the duration or lift. You're only changing the cam. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Doesn't understand VCT. Why is it that stock intake cams on a Predator, they're not Billy Badass, but somehow, after 50 pounds of boost, they just keep making power. If you understand where you can swing them, where you should open them, how much, how long you should keep it in a certain RPM range, you can change spool up time. You can change boost. You can change so many things on twin independent variable cam timing. So a lot of people just don't understand it. So they lock the cams and then you go, okay, well, where do we lock the cams? The cam card tells you this, right? But then where do you want the power to come in? How do you want the power to come in? How quick, so a lot of people are in the weeds when it comes to that stuff. So when the guy says, well, F-150 cams are no good, then explain to me how a towing cam can be configured with VCT to run that 4,500 pound truck into the 8s with boost and fuel. They can't. They literally can't. Say here, Nunn's car would go faster with a properly spec'd set of aftermarket cams. How much faster? It's almost as quick as Brett's car in terms of the only difference between the Nunn's car and Brett's car is weight and boost. So if Brett's was running 10 more PSI than the Nunn's, which I believe he was, and Brett's car is 300 pounds lighter than the Nunn's or 200 pounds lighter than the Nunn's, with a Predator cam, VCT, and a 6R80 with a non-lockup clutch, Tell me how much quicker would it go with a properly spec'd cam? He doesn't understand VCT. There's a crime lord getting a clip though. Gotcha. Thoughts on an Archangel bucketed triple? Look, four innovations. You're spewing nonsense. I do understand it. Nathan, show me the Coyote you built with VCT that went 6s, that went 7s. Nathan, show me the Coyote you built with VCT active that you tuned. Because guys, I see the tune layout. I see how it works. And the turbo kit obviously matters in terms of back pressure, blah, blah, blah. Because a lot of people think they know so much, and then you go, okay, show me what you've done with all of your knowledge. Oh, nothing. Got it. Nothing. Understood. Gatekeeping is healthy, nearly all spaces. It keeps the space undiluted and prevents tons of idiots from taking. Someone says there's nowhere near Brett's car. Right. Oh my God. You think the cams are doing that? Devin, you don't think that if Brett's tuner had access to VCT, he would take advantage of it? Think about it. Imagine having cam control. Imagine having cam control and all RPM ranges, regardless of the cam you got. Let's say you're a tuner, right? And you have cam control. Tell me why Lambos, R8s, and if I'm not mistaken, GTRs, do they have VCT? Yes or no? Devin and the other fuckboy, the 3,000 horsepower Lambos, R8s, and GTRs, do they have VCT? Yes or no? He said it makes 1,000 more horsepower. Like, the Lunds don't go on the dyno and go, let's give it 50 pounds of boost. The Lunds go, let's give it 30, and then let's go to the track. Again, what you see is not what it is. No, it doesn't, Devin. No, it doesn't. Because on the dyno, the Lunds have only given it about 30-something PSI. On the dyno, Brett is giving it close to 60 or 50-something. So you go by what Facebook says and goes, well, Brett showed this power, the Lund showed this power, so it's different. Gatekeeping, and it's good about that people, NPCs come in here that have never done shit and think that what we post is what we put out there. I think the highest boost number we saw was 44, if I'm not mistaken, like 44 or something like that. If I'm not mistaken, I've seen screenshots of the green car go close to 60 pounds of boost. So you know what you know. You don't know everything. He also said the cams are a major part of that 1,000 horsepower. Exactly. It's not the 10 PSI. It's not the 10 PSI difference. And it's not the 250 pound difference. Nope. Oh, it's not the lockup difference. It's not the lockup difference on the transmission. It's not the 250 less pounds. It's not the plus 10 PSI. This is why gatekeeping is important. Because the normies don't know shit. They know what Facebook tells them. Oh, there's math. Show me, Devin, the 6-second Coyote you built. Go. Oh, just because I haven't done it doesn't. Gatekeeping. But you didn't build shit. I'm building a drag bike right now. Oh, you're building a drag bike. Well, stop the presses. A guy can't build a fast car, so he built a bike. Stop the presses. For Innovation Systems works great. Car runs in the 7s. VCT, I think it works fine for my 1,000-wheel car. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Ken Phillips says, wouldn't a weight ET calculator prove that 1,000 horsepower instead of them sounding like Cletus kids? Why is your timing up? Don't know what he's talking about. Needs 20 more PSI. Damn, how shitty are those cams? And this is the thing, right? What is boost? It's a measure of restriction. So let's say you had, oh yeah, I mean, there's been many 6-second cars with locked cams. How much boost did it take to get you there? 50? Like the Lunds have been 40. I think if I'm not mistaken, a couple of locked cam Coyotes like Mexico Racing Links and stuff could be better with VCT. But again, you have to configure it the way the Lunds want. And, you know, Lunds have a good program with FFRE. Like, I think FFRE with Lund, I think, are happy that the engine development has been further along, because I was in the truck coming back from TX2K, and Joe, the owner of FFRE, called Lund. He goes, hey, one of your customers is doing this, and I'm kind of like on the fence whether to give him VCT or not, because if he does VCT, I want the oil scavenging to be legit. I want the oil pressure to be legit. I want certain things in play so that the VCT doesn't act up. And I sat there listening to two guys going back and forth as to should this car get VCT actuation on this car. And it was a fascinating conversation. Now, do I sit here and give you every single little one? Again, it's Devin. It's also 10 more PSI, 250 pounds lighter, and it has a lockup turbo 400. That's where you look so fucking stupid. You look so fucking stupid right now. Like you have no idea. No. They can stay here and look stupid all day because they don't know. They think they know what the Lund's got. Everyone thinks they know what a VCT 6R80 car has. And it's a bit of a threat. So people go, wait a minute. A stock computer car with a 6R80 with Predator cams with VCT with a 3-link suspension and a one-piece Circle D torque converter is only 3 to 4 tenths away from the Billy Badass Coyote of the planet? Well, one of the. And they feel threatened because they go, it's impossible. It has to have a turbo 400. It has to have GM parts. It has to have a lockup clutch. It has to have Motec. It has to have locked cams. And the Lunds go, no, it doesn't. It could have VCT. It could have a 6R80. It could have a 3-link. It could weigh 3,300 pounds. So they don't know what to do. The 1,000 horse difference, cams takes it for the day. Yeah, because cams are worth 1,000 horsepower with boost. Hey, Alex, I was the cams that add 1,000 horsepower, please. You know what? You're right. There are these cams. You're right. You know, I'm wrong. If the Lunds locked out the cams and put Brett's cams right in it, it would just make 1,000 more horsepower. Again, dumbass. The only way to control VCT, Devin, is with a stock computer. So how many of those guys have a stock computer? 0. There's only one, and it is the Lunds. The reason people lock out their computer, lock out their cams on most Coyotes is because they're controlling it with Motec, Holley, or FuelTech, which have terrible cam control. The only computer that has proper VCT control is a stock Ford Racing or a Ford Racing PCM. Stock and Ford Racing PCM. You are a dumbass. Not 1,000 more horsepower, more like 20. Oh shit. So I get it. Put in those cams at 120 horse and it magically gains 4 tenths in the quarter mile in the 6-second range. You sound so stupid. And this is why we gatekeep. And this is why we know you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. So you say, wait a minute, lock cams are better. So if the Lunds lock their cams, they'd be quicker. And then we said 1,000 horse quicker? No, 120 horse. Oh, so 4 more PSI. Again, guys, this is when you go to meets, there are guys like this who have never done shit. They just watch on Facebook and deduce that what they're saying on Facebook is true. Gatekeeping is vitally important to keep NPCs where they need to be. The NPCs need to be at the bus stop. NPCs need to be in a taxi. NPCs need to be at the airport, guarding the belt where the baggage comes around. NPCs should not be in the racing world. Ken Phillips says, 1/10 per 100 pounds is a huge ET range. Add in more boost, it better be faster, but it doesn't mean it does it efficiently as possible. So I think a lot of people are just fanboys. Alice, why are the fastest NA combos run locked cams? Excuse me? Coyote. You're funny. What computer are they using, Devin Shitface? What computer are they using? So it's a very established point that Lund Racing has the stock computer game on lock. It's a very established point that Lund Racing, because they have the stock computer game on lock, would opt for VCT. In every occasion, if you ask an engine builder, hey, given all things are equal, engine builder, yes, would you rather have VCT or locked cams on a Coyote if it was controllable? If an engine builder looks you in the eye sockets and said, I would never want 100% controls of the cam timing events. I would only want them locked in one position forever. Take your money and go to another engine builder. Simple. NPCs need to be a DNC conversion. What is he saying? NA now. Right, he changed again. NPCs do this. And if you hit a guy on Grand Theft Auto, I go, hey man, and you hit him again, he goes, watch out. You hit him again, and he goes, ah. You know, like it doesn't make sense. Like the there is no continuity to the argument. Devin, dude, stop moving the goalpost. You just went from cams being worth it to, if they're locked, to the fastest cars to NA cars. At 6 is 120 horsepower, doesn't do shit. Tesla Technology saying, comparing a development car to an all-out race car, the Lunds aren't trying to be the fastest on the internet. They're developing stock ECU tuning and the 6R80 and just happen to be fast. Exactly. There is no advantage. Like, we're not trying to, Lund Racing, I hate to say we, because, you know, they're really the ones developing. I'm just, you know, seeing what's happening and understanding the data. Lund Racing doesn't want to be the fastest Coyote anything. The fact that we're that fast with what we got is impressive. And nobody can ever say, damn, you know, those guys, for all they got in that car runs like shit. Now, if we had a 6R80, twin independent variable cam timing, and we couldn't get out of the 750s, I would totally understand your argument. I would say, yeah, man, it's not worth it. Maybe we should lock the cams for that 1,000 horsepower sauce. But the Lunds live in the stock computer sandbox. And again, this is why we gatekeep the shit out of information. We're not out there telling you cam timing events. We're not out there telling you what's done to the motor. We're not out there telling you what's done to the transmission. We're not out there telling you what's done to anything. We collect data. And if in that whole process, a customer wants to get froggy, because what's popular right now? Unfortunately, overdrive racing classes. Almost as gay as no prep racing. So this is the problem with overdrive racing classes. In my opinion, anything should be allowed as long as it has an overdrive. A gear vendor should be allowed. It's an overdrive. But nope, they cherry pick. They go, wait, whoa, this one and 4R70, but not a 4L80, but not a 6R80 with a 4R200 hub, but not. Then don't call it the overdrive class. Call it the transmission we allow class. Because if it's an overdrive class, what you do is the following. Joe Goodwin got muted. It's the head design 4-valve flow. So more huge cam will help. This YOLO is leading dumb people to buy tunes. Yes, I'm leading people to buy 6-second tunes. I don't give a fuck if you buy one fucking tune. This channel is not a Lund Racing channel. This channel is a me channel. As a matter of fact, I prefer dumb people don't buy tunes. I prefer dumb people tell you that a locked cam Coyote makes 1,000 more horsepower. That's what I believe. I believe dumb people should go to a meet and say, you know, you should lock those cams out on that car and put a way bigger cam. By the way, what spring are you going to put in that? And when you have a issue, since you have no sensors on the VCT or the cams, you have sensors. Are they reading with Holly? Are you reading cam position with Holly? Or are you just putting plugs everywhere? How do you know that there isn't a valve or cam timing event issue if you're not monitoring it? VCT monitors it. There's 2 sensors in the back, 2 sensors in the front. The ones in the back tell you cam position. The ones in the front tell you the phasing. Tell you, okay, well, you know, the phaser's actuating versus the command. On Holley, FuelTech, and everything, are you monitoring bank 1 intake, bank 2 intake, bank 1 exhaust, bank 2 exhaust, cam? So that if there is a event, my favorite thing about locked cam Coyotes is how they sound. Go over to the driver's side. Go over to the passenger side. I'm like, oh, bank to bank, they're not timed properly. Good job. Checking in, I'm gonna have to catch this on VCR. Derek, got a whipple from the crossdresser. Nice. How do you compete with others when you're only concerned about your sandbox, self-competing period? Right. And the thing is, this is what I tell people. If you want to build a 7-second 6R80 Coyote with a 4R200 hub or second gear lead with 373s and VCT is active, and this is the problem. Some people buy the motor from a motor builder that isn't on Lund Racing's program, meaning they don't subscribe to what Lund Racing says because of the gatekeeping. They think they have some information that the Lunds don't. While the Lunds have so much software that spits out data when it comes to cam timing that I think is like astronomical, that engine builders don't come to the Lunds and say, okay, in the Coyote game, a lot of the guys are going to you. What would you like to see in terms of cam specs? And then the Lunds would probably say something like, honestly, we like the Predator spec cam. It just has to be able to fit Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3 with, you know, make sure the phasing works, make sure that, because I think Ford Performance for a while did offer a Predator / 350 style cam, if I'm not mistaken, allow, you know, to be able to put it in a Gen 1 with a certain phaser, Gen 2 with the mid lock, and Gen 3. I'm not 100% sure about that. I think Gen 3 is the only cams we recommend are the 433, 430s. And the funny thing is, the 433, 430s work NA or boosted. It's a valve timing event, more lift, more duration, more air, more. JD Swag is not having it today. I like it. Alex, I want the tune that makes my 10.8 car go 6s, please. Smasher says, what's stupid is people think cams are worth it when you have VCT and insist on wasting money. Now, when you have a deficient cam, meaning it's not robust, that's when I would say, okay, you might be able to upgrade the cams. But what is the goal? If the goal is to have move the dyno graph to the right, move the peak power to the right on the dyno graph, okay, if you have a car that has too much torque down low and you want it to be a little more controllable, okay. If you want to make more high RPM horsepower, okay. But if you have a Gen 2 and up cam on a Coyote, Gen 2, 350, or Predator, or even Gen 3 cams, those are very good. We've seen 1,000 horse, which again surpasses the bottom end. Like the moment your engine, the weak point of making power is not the cam or the valve timing events, then you have to then say to yourself, leave that alone and make everything else robust. Too much cam is a bad thing. Suddenly the air compressor can't pull in more air and the cam is, it totally kills power. No, you know what you're talking about. I'm just leading dumb people to buy tunes. Yeah, like I'm here talking about motherfuckers that go 6s to get tuned by Lund. No. Matter of fact, if you're dumb, don't get tuned by Lund, please. D-Rock Fox says, just don't go to events that have dumb rules or try to fit in a class. Oh, OD racing for the win. I hate OD racing because it cherry picks. And again, do you know how many people would be complaining if Lund Racing with the Grey Goose showed up to an overdrive class? That's not a, I'm sorry, this 4R200 hub in a 6R80 case has overdrive. Watch. Boo, boo, boo. Fuck, it has overdrive. Yeah, but it's got a 3-link. Yeah. What? Well, you're just too fast. Just say that. Just say that. You're too fast. We don't want to race against you here kicking puppies. So you got to go race in the class that has high 3-second, low 6-second quarter mile cars, high 3-second eighth low 6-second quarter-mile cars because that's where you belong based on how the car looks. Got it. Imagine what Nunn could do with the free valve stuff. Alex, when are you getting Midnight Express? RBG cuts a copycat version of 5.2 cams now. Good. That's a good thing. I wonder how they got that. I wonder how they got that spec. Crazy. He must wear a snake ring. That's actually nice, Zach. I was wondering when someone would do that. Yeah, no, that's a very good thing. Now, based on what I know, what I'm doing to the GT500, and I might release a video, but it's not a huge update. It's more just talking. I want to show you stuff, so I might wait and compile more video of the car driving, idling, data logging, so that I can give you a more complete video instead of just like, look at the motor. This is what I did. No, I want to show you stuff. So if I got to wait another week because I got to do cooling system upgrades on the GT500, Coyote Swap GT500. Once I do the cooling upgrades, I'll go, okay, I'll figure out, you know, what kind of video to show you, the data logs, how the cams move and stuff like that. I learned a lot. I learned so much with the cam stuff that I was like, I know it. And I'm like, should I tell people this? No. Because the problem is you're going to do it. And the problem is if you do it, you're going to be limited in certain ways where I know my limitations on that particular cam setup and I'm willing to live with them. As a company, Lund Racing, I don't think they're willing to support that because the customer is going to complain about idle quality. They're going to complain about some drivability habits. That car's a race car to me. It's going to live above 4,000 RPM, so I don't care. Get him, JD. Hell, I'm running stock Gen 1 cams with the Boss valve spring on my 311 Coyote Swap. What would Turvey do? Devin swipes side to side. Who the fuck chips in an overdrive at the track? Exactly. Would swapping a 373 gear, my Gen 2 Paxton manual 331 be a bad idea? The car's a daily and I do drag race every now and then, but to get into more roll races. If you get a 28-inch tall tire, I think you should be good to go. EPS says, but Alex, where the hell is Fuse 49? Again, another thing that I learned and I gave people information. If your car all of a sudden loses VCT, your widebands aren't working, nothing's moving, go to your engine bay. There's a fuse panel there. Open it up. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Fuse 49 is responsible for all that, the O2 and the VCT stuff, and it is labeled that way. Let me look it up. Let me see. Coyote engine bay fuse panel. Diagram? There you go, whatever. Diagram. Because, you know, I went through this and I'm like, oh, I'll help some people. And then people are like, well, where's Fuse 49? Where's, fuck. So let's click this. Oh, Crown Victoria. Who the fuck wants a taxi? Fucking taxi. If you build a Crown Victoria, you're a fucking retard. Fucking taxi. What the fuck are you doing? Why are you building a Crown Vic? Let's just say, not Coyote, let's just say 2014 Mustang. Because, you know, Google sometimes doesn't understand what I'm trying to tell it. Ford Mustang V6, 2014, fuse box, diagram. So, where's number 49? Oh my God. Why don't Etsy? Dude, really? I just can't find a simple diagram that tells you what it is. And that's why people have issues. You know how I found it? In the owner's manual. I went to the owner's manual. Yes, that big book that you throw away that you don't even think about. That owner's manual really helps out. So, I'm looking still. 2014 Mustang fuse panel. AC clutch. Now this is wrong. I'm gonna not now. It's a battle of attrition. Fuck it at this point. I think 49 said powertrain control, emissions related powertrain components. No, that's a Ford. Oh my God, it's so stupid. Anyway, Fuse 49 in the engine bay usually is responsible for VCT and O2 stuff. So go to your owner's manual, because that's what I did. I said, let me see which one is responsible for VCT stuff when my VCT wasn't reading. Fuse 49. Pulled it out, looked good, just in case. I replaced it because sometimes it doesn't burn in the middle. Sometimes it burns by the legs and it's not really that noticeable. Put it in, still had an issue. I'm like, my issue is not the fuse. And then after subsequent chasing down the harness, figured out it was one of the back 4 sensors that report back VCT position. I'm sorry, cam position. Why? If you look at Mustang camshafts, the backside, it has these fingers that are like this, and they swing, right? So that swing is picked up by the magnetic sensors for the cam. If that swing is off with the cam crank correlation, right? If it's going, the cam is here, but the crank is here, it should be here. If it's off like this, and it's so far off, it'll throw a cam over retarded, or should I say cam over Nathan Goodwin code, right? Throw away the owner's manual, right? Bryce and the fam. Just ordered 2 shirts, but yeah, could reach out to them and see if they make hoodies that zip up. Gotcha. Hunter said, how can you say all this garbage and not have any first-hand experience on the platform? Guys building a fucking bike. It's the cam's a cam. Cam's a cam. Cam's a cam's a cam's a cam. So we have had cam manufacturers reach out to us and say, here's a cam, put it on the car, let us know what it does. It loses 4 horsepower. Impossible. Here's the data log. We swung it every degree, and then we swung the exhaust cam every degree. So we did this through every RPM range. Here are 70 logs. It lost 4 horsepower. We put the stock cam back in there, and it gained back the power that it lost. So what when Alex says, when you guys say, Alex, what cams do you recommend on a Coyote? I go, what's the goal? I'm not going to go over 1,000 stock. If it's Gen 1, because Gen 1 cams aren't so great, I'd say get a set of ComCam Stage 3 NAs. And we can swing them a certain way, and no problem. So Gen 1 cams, because they're not great, but if you have a Gen 2 and up, you leave the stock cam in that bitch if you're never going to make over 1,000 horsepower. It's stupid. Now, if you're going 660s, and you're stuck in the 660s, simply get a set of cams and lock them out, and you'll go 620s, according to retards on this chat. I would pay $20 a pop for a ding that makes Alex look at the chat. Okay. Type in 2015 owner's manual, and it'll pull up a digital copy. Okay, 2015. Let's see, 2014 Mustang owners. God damn it. 14 Mustang owners manual. Okay, let's see. Oh, there you go. I love you. I love this chat. This chat's legit, except for those 2 retards that don't know shit about cams, and they're building bikes. So let's look. This is great. So let's look at does it say, can you control F fuse? Fuse panel. Fuse panel. Oh, control F is the shit. Here we go. Emissions control related. So is it 49? Let's go look at the actual fuse box itself. It's, how can you, how can I, there we go. Perfect. Oh, get this out of there. Oh, well, that's search. I thought that was magnified. I'm retarded. Okay. Yeah, 49. This guy right here. So if you open up your engine bay on your 11 or 14 and your O2s aren't reading and your VCT isn't reading, check out fuse 49 right here. And that is, it says powertrain control. Usually it should say VCT, but it doesn't. So 49 is powertrain control module, emissions related powertrain components. There you go. So 49, if you don't know what 49 is, digital copy, boom, right here. So fuse 49. So there you go. Look at that. This chat, man. Fucking gotta love this chat. Except the 2 retards building a bike and telling everyone that I'm trying to sell tunes to 6-second cars. Like, when was the last time I sold a tune to anybody here? Give a fuck if you come to me or not. What if the cam gear moves? Oh, fuck. PTSD. Do the comp stage 3 cams require upgrading valve springs, or you can just install them without anything else? You can install springs if you want. Again, I have not seen major issues on Coyotes that don't have high miles with a set of stock springs and comp cams. Now, when you have back pressure issues, this is when you start seeing. This is why people lock out cams. Let's say you built a turbo kit like shit because you're stupid and you have crazy back pressure. And now the exhaust cam is wigging the fuck out. It's going, the pressure that I'm trying to overcome because of the shitty turbo kit I built is a problem and VCT is an issue. So what does everyone do? They upgrade the springs or they just lock that bitch out. So now VCT is not an issue. So they don't lock it out because they can't control it. They lock it out because the exhaust phaser is having trouble controlling phasing because of your stupid high back pressure issues. So there have been so many kits in the Coyote world that require a spring upgrade. And there is a way that we can vet that it's valve flow. Try this tune. Hey, the issue goes away. Valve flow. Why? Gatekeeping. We're not telling you why. You either trust us or you don't. And if you don't, fine. Lock that shit out. Do whatever the fuck you want. Live with a choppy, shitty, idling Coyote for the rest of your life. Coyote cams aren't worth as much horsepower as overhead valve engine cams. Okay. Hey, Alex, what's your take on RFK endorsing Trump? Do you think Kamala will win? I think at the end of the day, they're fucking cheating. Nothing's fair when they have like 20 million people coming in through the border and they're just, they just happen to end up in states that are swing states. You go, shit's fucked. So you just have to come out and support like crazy so that it's close, but Trump wins. And RFK endorsing Trump is the big fuck you to the Democratic Party because he is a Kennedy. Think about that. The party got rid of him. The party didn't like his ideas. His ideas were good. And they were like, nah, fuck you. And he's like, okay, so I'll run as an independent. They kept him out of the ballot. They kept him out of the debates. They kept him out of a whole bunch of shit. And all of a sudden he's like, well, I'm not going to make a difference. So I'm going to endorse Trump. But in Democratic non-swing states, I'm going to keep my name on the ballot to take votes away from Kamala. That was interesting. Start my car. Gotcha. Yeah, look at that. Start my car. Look at that. Beautiful. And it tells you what fuse is what. Okay, let me see. This is great. So again, if you wonder what fuse is what and you have internet, I don't know what's wrong with you. So over here, powertrain control mods right here. This is fuse 49. Look at that. And it even tells you the color, what it looks like. Wipers, kitchen engine, 12 volt source, fan, blah, 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 blah. 15 right here. Boom. Good job. Good job, Bryson. Appreciate that. Man, this chat is so fucking legit. And I know you guys probably think I'm gay because I'm trying to sell tunes, but this chat actually helps more than it hurts, I think. I'm going to post this again. We came back to the manual chirp. Yeah, exactly. The chirping. It's the chair chirping. You guys think it was the beeping, like the turvy beep? The turvy beep is the best thing ever. Jason Lambert said, 2015 with S197 on the cover. Love it. Let me chirp these fools. Everything comes back around. We get data log on the smoke detector. That's when having a power probe comes in handy. Can just test all the fuses. Coyote Cal says, I'm building a four-wheeler, so I must be an expert in rocket technology. Right? Yeah. I mean, look. I know that Elon Musk has 33 engines on the Super Heavy. But that's stupid. You really only need 31. But he's got 33 just because he likes the number. It's like, what do you do for a living again? I put together Legos at the Lego factory. Also off topic, but Dave's Auto Center just did a video on Duramax keyways. Yeah. So do we really want to talk about that? There are certain things that, chickens coming home to roost is one of the things I say here often. When I talk a lot, I give people attention. And then all of a sudden, those people do something that puts a blue check mark on my thoughts. Like, let's say an engine builder that I say fucking sucks and should not be building motors, all of a sudden stops building his own motors. You go, the chickens come home to roost. Who wouldn't appreciate the ability to load a file and be told valve flow, period, right, Ken Phillips? Rami Zaidan did it one time. He said, hey, I have a kit. It at 5,900, 6,200 RPMs, it goes brrr, and it stops making power. I said, over 12 PSI? He goes, yep. I said, okay, just load this file and see if the same boost, same everything, and that sound goes away. Oh, it did it, but it did it higher. I go, how much higher? He goes, like 6,800, 6,900. I go, valve flow. He's like, fuck. So what do? I go, well, I'm not going to tell you to change the kit, but a lot of people install springs, keep VCT active, but I think that's just a Band-Aid. So he installed springs and the issue went away and VCT was still active. So Comcam stage trees work for boosted applications in Gen 1. Yep. Why not their boost cams above average? Because we have data on there and you either trust us or you don't. Comcam stage 3 NAs. It's color coded for the retard out there. Every time someone says something dumb, I beep. Falcon Super Heavy runs a stock computer. I'm an expert on Mortal Kombat. Let me tell you about Street Fighter. Well, you're right. That's a good one. So with VCT, are you adjusting the overlap, allowing to manipulate the dynamic compression of the engine throughout the RPM range? Yes. Not the dynamic actually, yes. So theoretically, if you time your cams improperly, the compression will change. And I'll give you an example. If you, let's say, bank to bank, have different compression because the cam and the valve timing events are different, the cranking will be off. If you can create overlap, intake to exhaust, and have full control of that valve timing event from idle all the way to redline or 8,000 RPMs, wouldn't you want control over no control, regardless of the size of the cam? Let's say you have the ability to control the cams regardless of the size of the cam. You wouldn't want control over that? Come on. I said it earlier, but I was, Jared Wells says, I said it earlier, but what was Junior meaning on the Lund Racing page about valve spring being too stiff? Jared Wells, you either believe him or you don't. There is no need to explain why. That was a great example. I mean, you want to talk about a glaring example of a person stepping out and saying, hey, by the way, based on the insane amount of data we have, we want to give the customers a heads up. This valve spring is probably not the one you want to buy. And then he got beat down for it. So you either trust what he says based on the data. Do you think he's emotional? Do you think he's out there saying, well, I don't like this company, so fuck him? No. He's like, I've seen this. I've had issues with this. I have vetted that that's the issue. Pops his head out, says, hey guys, just giving you a heads up. You probably want to avoid this valve spring, blah, 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 blah. And people were like, why? Shut up. You either fucking believe him or you don't. That's it. They don't gatekeep. Not giving you any information. Smasher says, I once considered buying an EcoBoost Mustang as a daily until I realized exactly how shitty the 2.3 is. Crank and cams aren't even keyed. Valves need clean periodically. Didn't the Blue Goose run stage 3 NAs? Yes. The Blue Goose ran stage 3 NAs and went like 750s, bro. Put a green 15A fuse in place of a blue 15A fuse and shit my pants. When is the upgrade available for the cam key deleter?
We have an MBRP resonator deleter.
Not a single Diddy clip on a Sunday. I thought I retired homie, but he was getting just... Why does this... That makes it better. Oh, wait. Hey.
I'm BDF, nigga, baby, daddy free. That mean I ain't got a nigga, baby, coming out of me. So I'm
That's the Democratic National Convention theme song. Fuck, bro. It's crazy for people to second the lunge, right? To second the lunge, what do you mean? Guess. Oh, second guess. Gotcha. I was like, what are you trying to say? Mind if I've already great. Now people are thinking that they can lock their cams by pulling fuse 49. They can. They just stay there. Not in a good position. they stay in they stay in a stupid position. I got liver noise in mine, not packs, but still should be good. Ryan, I have the deleter, got me a new M18 and fuel angle grinder. AED recently did a video on their race engine, and it has VCT, as it should. As it should. Good for him. Earth is saved again. Can you play the Mo Streeter clip? Grey Goose 170s with Comcast Stage 3 N8 cams. Really? 70. But no. I think they had Predator cams in there, if I'm not mistaken. Did Cal Shelby use a Resonate deleter when he was blowing Corvettes off in the weeds? DNC was a clown show. I haven't heard of the smoke battery deleter. The beep kills me. Wait, what did Crime Lord do? I don't know. Don't worry, the Diddy clip forever lives on. 49 Ghost Cam. Fuse 49 Ghost Cam. Like, go ahead and pull it. It's like la 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 like like RGGT says, next people say you can phase the cams to make them chop. Guys, did GTRs chop before Motec started fucking with it? Remember Motec started ghost cam option for the FFRE oh. Hey, where are the smart motherfuckers on the chat? Where are those dumb... How come FFRE built motors on the baddest GT350s on the planet and GT500s on the planet retain VCT? Fat House cars retain VCT. They're not badass? Joey, Alex, great explanation on how VCT works and its advantages. I get it now. I would hope, and I'm a fucking dumbass, I get it, I'm a nobody. I would hope that a cam manufacturer, when asked if you had Street Alpha Podcast, I got you here. Next time you talk to a cylinder head or a cam manufacturer, hell, even a high-end tuner in the exotic stuff, Audi R8s, Lambo, blah, blah, blah. Say, given the fact that today's cars are extremely technologically advanced, would you, if control was possible, retain VCT in all aspects, regardless of the cam? And if they say no, I'm going to take my money somewhere else. Smoke detector beepers will be trying to pull Fuse 49. VCT's awesome. Talking about VCT, whatever happened to Murder Nova's truck? You know, that's one of those weird cases that still baffles me to this day. Murder Nova, Sean, probably a nice guy, probably knows a lot of stuff, probably knows way more than me about racing. When you tried to help him, because you said, hey, kind of a heads up, you might want to keep VCT active on that truck because blah, 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 blah. And the backlash was unbelievable. But FuelTech records. Do you know how many records FuelTech have? Do you know how many records Lund got? This is a fucking F-150 with a Whipple, bro. It's not rocket science. Keep VCT active. Records. Custom cams for $2,500 or $1,400 cams for spent big bucks in R&D. Predator cams, Lalou, says Hunter Walker. Where did that term come from, Lalou? Us Honda boys love it. Shit changed the game. Even the single overhead cam VTECs were wild with boost. By the way, let's see if we were able to get Can I Be Frank? Can I Be Frank to 52.4, I think it was? 51.5. 51.5. Gotta love it. Hey, Can I Be Frank? Good for you, brother. You're a good guy. He was at 51.2. We got him to 51.5. We helped him. I mean, we didn't get him. We helped him. He just uploaded a video that says, Camaro LT1 full bolt down. High Ram 85 versus 10 speed versus S550 full bolt down. 85 manual weight reduction. Okay, my money's on the Camaro. I mean, it's got a high Ram. It's got master race intake. So my money's on the, it looks like the Mustang beat it. No, my money's on the Camaro Wait a minute. This motherfucker's gutted. This just got that 4x4 long travel front shock gay shit. Second? Oh, okay, that Camaro is shit. Sorry, bro. If a manual gutted Mustang can beat a 10R fully bolted on high ram bullshit, ese Camaro no sirve para nada, brother. Okay, that's a... Whoa, stop it. He's already dead. Coño, he killed him. Oh, shit. I could, you know, review all the races on that channel all day. Oh, what a beatdown. VCT literally solved century-old problem in the automotive industry. No. Let's get rid of VCT. Make my car drive like shit. Not go any faster because that's racing. Ford uses it, though. Camshafts have always been compromised until VCT came along. You either had one or the other, not both. Took Ghost Tune a bit to literally actually went. Took Ghost Tune a bit to literally actually went. Doesn't the Viper as well? I don't know. When FuelTech pays his bills. Darty said, Ali, what do you expect? He paints his toenails. I forgot about that. You're a little too old to be painting your toenails. Like, if you ain't Alice Cooper, stop. People, who's Alice Cooper? Who's Alice Cooper, Ali? Wow, you're old, Ali. What a reference. This is Alice Cooper. This is what happens when you, like, paint your toenails and, like, think you're rock and roll and you're 50. Like, stop. It's over. It's over. You ain't rock and roll. You're fucking weird. Stop painting your toenails. You're not cool. Be a NPC. Like, it's... Yeah, you know, I'm not gonna give VCT. The FuelTech's got records. Go ahead. Paint your fucking toenails, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Old guys and cannot get past modern engine technology. That 6-shift Camaro on Frank's channel was sick, man. It was. Haram. The SI50 has a sheet metal interior. Damn. Can I be Frank's channel? Should be 100,000 already. Sub people. You get anyone to put the converter in? Donnie? Nope. I don't trust anybody. La Luz, I think came from Can I be Frank's channel. Gotcha. Ford uses independent variable cam time to create Atkinson style and hybrids, so compression can be varied. When you record, you're breaking the speed limit to the world. Ain't nobody gonna hold me back, says Nitrous, Yonsei, whatever. Murder Nova paints his toenails? I think about the IROC. I still think about the IROC. Dude, that IROC was sick. That IROC clip made me start looking for one. No, don't do that. That shit has an LS7, I think. Which is what? The 7-liter? LS7, because I don't know. Yeah, 7.0 Z06 deal, right? No, it says, yeah, 427 cubic inch GM engine. Boy, that's pop. You saw what my Fox body went with a 460 rear wheel horsepower big inch Windsor. 860s in 60 to 130. That's not bad. Stick shift. Ese Camaro, una porquería. Man said Alice Cooper. Did you not have one of those cam sensors plugged in on DJ 500? Everything's good now. Coyote Kelly, they were all plugged in. I replaced them. And it's all good now. And I'm like, whoa. My buddy had a clean 87 IROC in high school, and I now think how I would love to have that car now, but now lot 7. Oh my God. Justin Michael says, Alex, I picked up a ported Boss for dirt cheap. I may sell it orange solid Vortec V7 JTB 22 PSI. God damn it. I should, at 22 PSI, I would probably want a metal intake in there, because if the plastic lets go, like if someone took it apart, ported it, then glued it back together, I would probably want to make sure that that bitch ain't going to come apart. So at 22 PSI, I'd probably start looking at metal intake so that you don't have for safety, not necessarily power. Sucks you can't trust anyone to do a simple job. I don't trust anybody in South Florida except Jake to install the converter, or myself, because I've done it in the pits on Senior's car. We literally replaced a converter and flywheel in the middle of TX2K. 6R80, thank God those quick jacks came in handy. Whoa, awesome. Smasher says, I got my 88 Firebird Formula 350 running the other day. Maybe one day I'll run that 14-second quarter mile. Alex, I have a question. Does a 2000, I have an 05 and I'm doing a Gen 3 swap on it. Brand new motor from Ford. Next is the control pack and fuel. The 4 kit, should I get an 05 to 10 kit or 11 to 14 kit? Depends on the tank, no? I think it's configured to the vehicle, because at the end of the day, the lines end up at the motor. So I think it's configured to the vehicle. So if it has a 0510 tank, don't you? But it's a control pack, so how are you triggering it? It doesn't matter how you're triggering it. You can just key on. I would think a 05 to 10 if the tank is set up that way. I'm not sure if they're different. I'm not that well versed on tank differences. Why didn't they use dental tools to port manifolds? I'd put your converter in, but I'm in Michigan. Just did a Gen 2 6 months ago. It's boost proof. It's boost proof. A plastic intake is boost proof? Okay, sure. Dale. Yeah, go ahead. Quick jacks are amazing. Best investment I made short of having a full lift. Boost on plastic parts is asking for trouble. This is why I would say get a metal intake in there. 22 PSI or 25. And the intake that has the injectors in it goes like this. Whoop, boop. Oh, shit. So, whoop. It could be a problem. The metal intake, less of a problem. Unless it's a Holly, and that thing will leak. It'll introduce unmetered air. So, should I get a plasma, man? Only if you want to spend $5,000 on an intake that, at that power level, you won't see that much of a difference. Smasher Devour says I had a dealer install a crankshaft sensor on my 18 GT. They installed it wrong. How the fuck do you install it wrong? It only goes in one way. And I had to come to the dealership, pull the sensor out, and show it to them. What do you think about auto convertibles? Not for speed, but for a weekend ride. I love them. I love them. Loop Protos, blue and white. Loop Proto, Mustang. Yeah. Give me this, man. Give me this shit. Give me this shit all day, bro. Give me this fucking blue Mustang all day. Call me gay. Call me gay. I don't give a fuck. Call me gay. Call me. Oh, come on. Give me that fucking thing. God damn it, you son of a bitch. Your Facebook. Oh, God, son of a bitch. You know, he still has it, I hear. You motherfucker. Good for you. I want this car. Oh, my Lord. Oh. You know, I should start selling drugs. Like, oh shit, I'm sorry. The chat's in the way. Fuck. Apologize. Oh. A moment like this, some people wait. Oh, fuck. Give me that. Fucking. Give me that shit. Fucking exhaust right in my face. Right in my fucking face. 7-second nitrous big block convertible gay. Fuck it. Let's go. Fuck it. Like, who cares at this point, you know? But yeah, auto convertibles, badass. 91.8 thousand. Okay. Hey, it's why I asked. Thanks for the feedback. What metal intake do you recommend? Not the Edelbrock. That shit is whack. Let me look. Coyote metal intake manifolds. I forget. They have a Sean's. They're $5,000. Holy shit! It wasn't even turned on, Carlito. This is what's available. The Holly Haram, right? You got the Holly Haram, $848. Okay, fine. That's fine. Is it gonna make more power? No. But at that boost level, Holly EFI Ultra. Wait a minute. Holly EFI Ultra. This isn't terrible. Again, guys, gay, not gonna make power. But again, I'm talking about safety. I'm not talking about power. I'm talking about safety. This is gay, but like, okay, whatever, right? Then you got the Haram. What? What the fuck is this? Then you got the Haram. So you got the gay low ram, the high ram, the Haram. You got the sniper, but then you got these Sean crazy, billet, stupid expensive, plasma dick. Like, you got, oh, I'm not going to fucking shout out that fucking, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy forever. Yeah, then you got plasma dick. You know, it's like function, factory, performance. Okay. Boy, this internet's flying, bro. I love it. Yeah, fuck, $3,800 or $848 or $764. There you go. Again, we're talking safety. We're not talking power. If I'm going to make over 20 PSI in any Coyote or a little higher, I probably want a metal intake in there just for safety's sake. Anyone know if studs, rods, pistons, valve springs with boost and fuel is enough to reliably make 900 and run 8s without just blowing up once a week? Yeah, Brad Boss, I think that's a good combo for Gen 2 and up. Lou's Car and Devin White's verts are two nasty verts. Hell yeah, formulas were bad and already make okay. Alex, refer the LMP video where a plasma man intake let loose under high boost. I don't think it was a plasma man. Let me see. LMP. Yeah, the LMP of MD. You can see my algorithm is super fucked up. Late model performance. Videos. So supposedly one blew up. So yeah, we're just gonna show you an LSA 3rd gen Camaro, bro.
They're messed up.
Anyway, this is fucked up. Fuck.
Thanks for a retail.
Pro mod's better than everything else. Fuck everyone. Fuck PDRA's the shit. Fuck NMRA. Wait. I love Alec. Yeah, fuck this guy, and fuck NMRA, PDRA or bust. Sucks. Yeah, fuck. I love it. Oh, it's gonna be loud. Way down. LSA, so CTSV motor in IROC. Solid 650. I don't know. Bit sounds good though. You know why I fucks with heavy on Coyote shit? This is a dump truck. This thing can tow a camper. 549, 657. Where did they end up? Let me see. I hope they ended up at like 700. Well, I put the flex fuel in there.
It's like 11.5. That's 12.5. So, if anyone's wondering if it's lean, it's not.
I could argue against that at that point, but I'm not. Let him do his thing. Well, 10.9 is too rich. I'm like, it's really not. Not really. Oh my God, the pull takes forever. Can you please tell me this thing made over 600? Oh, thank God. Phew. 777 torque. Okay, that's stout. 637, 777. It's a dump truck. Anyway, I got off kilter. Where is the one where the fucking intake blew up on the bitch? There it is. We almost died. Bam, we died. Yeah, I don't want that happening with like a Coyote. You know what I mean? So, what did it have in it before? I don't think it was a Plasma Man. I think it was like a Sean custom deal, right?
That's a stock turbo.
Wait, does anyone know what?
Comes on with 6.7 tons. You got a car on the dyno?
Is it Plasma Man? Oh, look, and it ran away on him because it had all the air. The throttle body became the earth.
No, we're good.
Or the earth became the throttle body, and he luckily shut it off.
Yeah. The fucking intake blew apart. Fuck.
Did they ever mention what brand it was? That was interesting.
I don't even know that was rolling right there.
Really split the whole way around the fucking.
I wonder if they did that on purpose. They blurred it on purpose to not like, whoa, this is wild looking. And there goes the throttle body coupler, and there goes the fucking rest of the pipes. I'm blown away that the motor survived. It was I'm not going to mention the name.
I'm going to show you so y'all can see how scary it is.
I'm not going to mention the name, but it was not a Plasma Man. That's why when I said, wait a minute, it wasn't a Plasma Man. It was something else. And then there you go. I'm not going to mention it on the show because I don't want to catch, a lawsuit because, motherfuckers get litigious up in this bitch. So I don't think it was a Plasma Man. Yeah, there you go. Exploder Deleter. Duramax Swamp. Alec impressions on point. Yeah. Fucking PDRAs. Everything else sucks. Bro, I get it. Not everyone's going to have a pro mod with a billet Nunn in it. I get it. But I love it. He's passionate about it, so I can't blame him. That's why you don't stand next to a vehicle making dyno pulls. Dude, I had people at VMP when I would go to like Carlisle. They're sitting there by the tire going. I'm like, bro, that thing will take your face off. Like, did you guys see on X that guy that like had an RPG and his head popped off? That's crazy. I think it was a Frankenstein or something like that. I think the burst plate didn't work. Frankenstein. Oh, Frank. Stop it. Mention it. People need to know. No, they can fucking read. Look at those intake boards. Dude, that thin ass firewall isn't protecting you from shit when explosions happen. Yeah, so I'm one of those guys that I understand why when you go to FuelTech, the guy wears a complete fucking suit. If this shit finna blow up, it'll take your leg off. Like, think about that. Think what's under you. Like, you ever see those in-car videos of a guy that has a Turbo 400 exposed in the car with the drive shaft? And they go on a track and something happens and the puke tank fills up inside. And I'm like, boy, it's got to be a better way. Smasher Devour says, when I had the car dynoed, I stood a good 15 feet away. Alex, it was a tuner's fault. I don't know what ended up happening, but I mean, I don't want to give the video like, I don't want to like be negative about it, but let me see. It says here, he said the burst panel did not work. Okay, let me see. Again, we love LMP here, so you know we're just trying to give him a little shine.
Hey, real quick.
The burst panel didn't work.
The burst panel usually doesn't work.
Yeah.
For some reason, in all these motherfuckers, I don't even know why they make a fucking burst panel.
You think my impression wasn't on point? You fucking PDRA, fuck everyone. I don't fucking burst panel. Why are you gonna make a fucking burst panel? Fucking burst panel fucking work.
Honestly, when they blow apart, the burst panel don't fucking work.
Yeah, when the burst panel. I don't know what's going on here, but the burst panel didn't fucking work. So, like, if the burst panel don't fucking work,
yeah. So that was on what? How many pounds?
On.
Honestly, when they blow apart, the burst panel don't fucking work.
Yeah. So that was on what? How many pounds of boost?
42.
Yeah.
42. So you know that's not high at all.
Yeah.
So you creeped at 43.
Burst panel didn't fucking work. Then why did you have my burst panel in it? Yeah, I'll stick with my slow under 1,000 horsepower supercharger stuff. I'm good. TH400 explodes 9-11 times. Nice. That's racing. FuelTech just had a Hemi blow the fuck up. Huge explosion. Yeah, let's go see that. FuelTech explosion. I guess a fuel pump failed or something. And we'll watch that, and then we'll end it here. FuelTech. Okay, can we just like show the explosion? Like, you know, that's like the last video they put up.
We drive performance.
Shit. Videos. No, did they remove it or did they? Oh, they didn't post it on Sorry, Maryland guys. They didn't post it on YouTube. I think they posted a screenshot on Facebook of the thing like exploding. More chains and brains. FuelTech. I was trying to see if they had just posts. I hate Facebook. Facebook's just AIDS. Freddie Mercury, 1984, just dying, gasping for his last breath. Just AIDS. Super duper, just zits all up in his junk. Just AIDS. All right, forget it. Don't care. Can't find it. Fuck it. Okay, so we'll wrap up today's show. I think gatekeeping is extremely smart. I bet you Alec Bledsoe doesn't tell you everything. He tells you just enough to kind of shut you the fuck up. And I think gatekeeping based on information that you accumulated over many years should be kept. I don't think you should pop off because this is what happens. People that have not put in the work, people that are Johnny come latelys, people that switch platforms and want to know the recipe for an already fast combo, don't cut their teeth in it and don't learn along the way. They just get a vetted file, they get a combo that's cookie cutter, and they're already competing when in actuality, businesses that cut their teeth, develop files, develop calibrations, develop parts, develop combos, I think are doing themselves a disservice because now you're just giving out free information that took you years and years to accumulate, when I think a lot of gatekeeping is a bit of a positive. Alex, speaking of a Billet Noonan, Craig Walls, Mr. Billet Noonan himself, I had a hub dyno session this past week with the red car, made 2419 with the smaller of the two turbos I have, ready for Yellow Bullet next week. Now, I don't know shit about Yellow Bullet. I don't know anything about it's on Dragwire Solutions YouTube. So I don't know anything about Yellow Bullet. I don't know why people even go, but in that area, it's like very popular. Like, you gotta go to Yellow Bullet. And I'm like, cool, whatever. Now, what class are you running? And are you stuck with a certain turbo size? Like, are you in like the Warriors class at Yellow Bullet and you're stuck with that turbo size? 2,400 horsepower. Obviously, is nothing to sneeze at. We found the video of the car blowing up. But yeah, Craig Wells, let me know if you're kind of like within the rules with that turbo size, because I'd love to know what that car makes all out. So check this out. This is a blower explosion, supposedly from a bad fuel pump. Here we go. Oh! Oof. It's so fast. Okay, so it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I think the LMP video looked worse. But yeah, that's racing. Wow. Shook everything. I'm sure the certain parts are made to do that, but I wonder if it took like everything out. oh yeah. It took a lot of shit out. I hope not. I'm surprised it didn't run away, but I think because the compressor stopped compressing.
Motor's good. Blower's good.
How? How the fuck? How's the motor good? How's the blower good?
Lost fuel pressure up top.
Wow. So lost fuel pressure up top. Let's see what he says here.
Did. Y'all want to know what burnt?
So he farted. Okay, cool. No info?
The plate that the strap holds onto that mount to the blower itself, but we got a healthy blower.
Okay.
We got a healthy unit. And that's all that really matters.
Wow, how the fuck? Okay, that's a testament to how strong the stuff is. I think racers that, are at that level, they're willing to just spend the money so that they have like ridiculously robust stuff that they can then turn around, rebuild, and go. So if after an explosion like that, they're able to save the blower and the motor, and they replace the plate and fuel system, and they're back up and running, mind-blowing. I understand why people fucks with that heavy stuff. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you very much for hanging out with me today on the Gatekeeper episode. We'll be back on Tuesday for Talking Shit Tuesday. Talk a little more shit then, see what happens between now and then. But for now, have a good rest of your Sunday. Enjoy, football, preseason football, whatever the fuck, and working on your cars and enjoying your family. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Have a good rest of your Sunday.